As I came in tonight, the good burgers of Pyongyang were out there screaming at me. You know, the thing about it is, there's one thing that's stuck in my head, stuck in my craw a bit. Mm-hmm. They yelled out, "Death to one nation." Death to one nation.
That's insane.
That is where we've got them. They are so terrified of the change that is coming that they're willing to say, I want you gone. I want you gone. I want you dead.
No wonder we need to spend all our taxpayer money on police just to protect the leading party in Australia from these absolute radicals that should be locked up yelling death to them. If they're doing death threats, how is that not hate speech? Why did they make these hate speech laws if they don't use them against their own voters? Because let's be real, they're voting for the Greens and the Labor Party. They're not voting for One Nation, obviously. But they want to arrest them. They'll let them rampant on the street, chanting death threats. So unless the Victorian government releases a statement that they're coming after these people and they're arresting them, it really shows you where their biases land. Because how can they go out there and do direct death threats on the street to One Nation candidates, Pauline Hanson, Barnaby and the whole party, and they're allowed to walk around doing that? That's fine. If they did that to their party, they would be arrested. I can guarantee it. G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Now the crazies were out in Melbourne protesting One Nation. This is why we're all sick of these people in Melbourne. We're sick of these absolute radicals trying to silence us and have their fascism and calling us fascists. It's absolutely crazy. But these communist, socialist freaks, of course, led by Farugi of the Greens Party. She did do speeches and leaded these protests. Of course she did. What would you expect from our taxpayer money than to fund these radical protests? We're going to get into that today. We're going to look at some clips. We're going to see what they were saying, how they want charged for hate speech. I don't know, because what they chant, as you know with the left-wing parties, is complete violence. It's out of control. And they call us the fascists, but they are literally calling to unalive the One Nation party. But we'll get into that. We'll show you some clips of that. We'll look at Farugi. We'll look at Pauline Hanson and Barnaby speaking about this. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, join to be a member if you want to show some extra support. Or if you're on Facebook, come and join us on YouTube and join in on the live streams. But let's get into this and let's see what happened in Victoria with these woke radicals.
Welcome to Newsnight. I'm Candice Wyatt. Protesters have gathered outside a One Nation fundraising event in Melbourne, hurling abuse towards attendees. There was a large police presence at the venue in South Melbourne, which was chosen at the last minute after the function was moved from another location due to safety.
Look at this sign, "Death to this nation," and it has One Nation crossed out. How are these radicals always in the Palestine scarf, the radical uniform with masks on? How are they out there saying death to people, death to this nation, death to this party? Because they were chanting that at these protests. How is that not hate speech? How are they not arrested? If we went to a Labor fundraiser and started saying death to Labor, death to Anthony Albanese, that's not me, I'm just quoting. If we said that, we would get arrested. I can guarantee all the mainstream media would say how radical we are, but we don't do that. But the left do it, and they're allowed to do it because it supports Albo's radical regime, communism.
Fears. Some demonstrators held offensive signs, while others yelled chants through a megaphone.
No justice, no peace. Racist police. Nazi scum. Nazi scum. Always was, always will be.
Nazis come in Aboriginal land. We fought the Nazis. We want Australian culture. What are you talking about, you absolute freaks?
Always was, always will be. When refugees are under attack, what do? Shame, shame.
Refugees under attack. White man in a dress. No refugees under attack. No migrants under attack. We don't want mass immigration in our country. We want our culture first, Australians first. We want people to come here and join Australia. And we don't want your communist socialist regime where you think you can not work, tax everyone that works, and give it to people that just got here. Or you in a dress, probably on mental welfare for NDIS, probably. Like, you absolutely. These are the people trying to tell us what to do. Like, look at him. Mate. We need the asylums back. We need the asylums back.
Shame, shame, One Nation.
The demonstration was organised by the group Victorian Socialists. Inside, a
Victorian Socialists. Send them all to Gaza.
defiant Barnaby Joyce called out the violent rhetoric used by some who joined the protest.
As I came in tonight, the good burgers of Pyongyang were out there screaming at me. You know, the thing about it is, there's one thing that's stuck in my head, stuck in my craw a bit. They yelled out, "Death to one nation." Death to one nation.
That's insane.
That is where we've got them. They are so terrified of the change that is coming that they're willing to say, I want you gone. I want you gone. I want you dead.
And that is absolute disgraceful. That is fascism. That is what they are pushing. They call us the fascists because we're doing democracy and voting to get our country back and our values back. These people want to come in here, go crazy and wish death on you and threaten you because they don't get that way, because that word racist isn't working anymore like they've always used for the last 20 years. Call you racist, they'll be quiet. Even though it's not racist, to stick up for Australia and put Australia first. And it's not working anymore, so now they're panicking. So now they're starting with the death threats. No wonder we need to spend all our taxpayer money on police just to protect the leading party in Australia from these absolute radicals that should be locked up yelling death to them. If they're doing death threats, how is that not hate speech? Why did they make these hate speech laws if they don't use them against their own voters? Because let's be real, they're voting for the Greens and the Labor Party. They're not voting for One Nation, obviously, but they want to arrest them. They'll let them ramp it on the street, chanting death threats. So unless the Victorian government releases a statement that they're coming after these people and they're arresting them, it really shows you where their biases land. Because how can they go out there and do direct death threats on the street to One Nation candidates, Pauline Hanson, Barnaby and the whole party, and they're allowed to walk around doing that? That's fine. If they did that to their party, they would be arrested. I can guarantee it.
The party's leader, Pauline Hanson, in full campaign mode, rallying supporters ahead of Victoria's state election in November.
I want to take my country back.
Yep.
I do. I want to get rid of these people that have destroyed our lifestyles, our standard of living, our
Yep.
way of life, the corruption that's going on, their control. They've taken you, the people, for granted for too long. Never give up. Stand for your values, your principles, and by God, this country's worth fighting for. Fight for.
That's passion. That shows you a true leader fighting for something other than themselves, like Albo, and destroying the country and the culture. We are fighting for Australia. Do not give up. Pauline hasn't given up in 30 years. Even though they've tried to arrest her, attack her, call her racist non-stop. She hasn't given up and she's always been right.
Let's get our country back.
That's right. Let's get the country back. Let's get Australia back. Australia pride is back. These radicals cannot stop us. They can try. But look at the police force. I want to show you a clip of the police here. This is our taxpayer money. Have a look at this. Like, have a look how many police are here. This is absolutely shocking, a waste of taxpayer money. Just because these radicals are allowed to go out on the street, as they've always done in Melbourne, calling for genocides, calling for mass murder. Now they're out here calling for the death of One Nation, the candidates. So they're allowed out on the street doing this hate speech. No one says anything. No media is going, oh my God, that's chanting death. We need to stop this. Why isn't the government stopping it? They're just reporting on what's happening. They're not saying how horrible it is. There's all this police presence. This goes for miles of our taxpayer money. While we're in a crime crisis in Victoria where there's people attacking people with machetes, they have to be out here so these left-wing radicals don't kill One Nation. It's absolutely shocking. And we're going to look at Farugi. This is her doing her speech with all the university students. While she's a multi-millionaire with multiple investment properties and she's pretending to be a communist socialist, she's saying she's one of them. While she's one of the reasons they're so poor and can't live, yet she's grifting on them while she's a multi-millionaire of our taxpayer money, saying it's One Nation's fault.
Thousands upon thousands of people, millions of people need to come out and fight.
Millions of people need to come out. Farugi, you ain't got millions of supporters. Australians, look, One Nation raised over $3 million in like 2 days. You're finished. Australia's woken up.
The far right. We must unite. We must unite for hope over hate. Every single time, hope over hate. But hope has to be built. Hope has to be organized. Hope is action for a bigger and better future, where everyone has what they need to live a good life.
If everyone has what they need to live a good life, don't go towards communism because the government are going to take everything. Don't let her fool you. She's got multi-millionaire, multiple properties. She just wants to send all your money back to Pakistan, as she keeps saying, for climate change. I've exposed in my other videos. She's not there to help Australians, trust me.
No matter where they come from, no matter the color of their skin, no matter their postcode.
Unless they're Australian, then you hate them, don't you?
Need to live a good life. So today, let's march with defiance. Let's march resolutely to fight the far right and the billionaires and the corporations that pull their strings.
Isn't it funny when you become a millionaire? You just blame all the billionaires now. Like, Farugi, you're an absolute loser shill. Like, how are you out here manipulating all these woke people? And why do they always have the Palestine scarves? You know when there's no Australian flag in Palestine scarves, it's not for Australian values. These people need to be stopped. Like, it's out of control. I cannot believe they're out there doing this. We need to keep speaking up for Australia. Don't slow down. We need to get One Nation in because look at them panicking, scrambling now trying to do death threats and actually, you know, how can they say we're fascists? We want democracy. We're voting. They want to use violence to silence you. That's called fascism. They have no idea what they're even taught in their university classes by Marine Farugi. But anyway, comment down below what you think. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, join to be a member if you want to support the movement. It means a lot to me. And let's just keep speaking up because these people are scrambling. They are losing and they are crying about it. Look at them panic.